Hello everybody, Siraz here, and today we are going to be watching a replay of Liquid Haypro versus, well, it was labeled some Terran, so, some Korean Terran. So, this is from the Team Liquid Weekly. They always release a replay pack with that, and it was a Haypro replay pack, and this is one of the games from that replay pack. So I thought I'd, take a look at the replay pack and see if they're any good. I actually chose a ZVT on purpose because Liquid Haypro, kind of known for playing a not Mutalisk-centric style of ZVT. At least that's what I've heard. I haven't watched too much of Haypro, but that's what I hear his style's like, and I want to actually check it out. I hear he prefers to go more Roach, like Ling Bangling Roach Infester sort of stuff. I don't know. We'll see if that is true or not. Maybe I'm just making shit up, but I hope not, because I'm excited to see that style. And looks like these guys are on Zelnaga. Our Terran player here saying, I don't need a wall off. And he really doesn't this early. I mean, we're not going to see a 6 pool. At least I highly doubt it. It's already past 6. He's up to 15. He could 15 pool, guys. Better watch out, Terran. Here comes the 15 pool. Gonna catch you off guard. Alright, maybe not. So, standard play. Fast expand. We do see this gas coming up, so probably not gonna see any 2-rex pressure. Might still see a bunker attempt. Occasionally, you do see that. If you can put a bunker like back here or someplace where the Zerg doesn't have vision and sneak a Marine or two into it, it can be really hard to deal with. You can make the Zerg throw away a lot more Zerglings than you spent on the bunker and Marines. So if you can sneak that in, sometimes it is worth it. But looks like that's not going to be the case. Drone and SCV fighting, saying, get out of my hive. Get out of my hive. Get it? House, hive. Alright. And we actually are seeing Reapers. So this is, I've been seeing Reapers actually a lot more in this matchup recently. A lot of times, you do see the Terran player just get a handful of Reapers. Not, this 5-rex Reaper stuff that was so ridiculous for a while, but just a handful. Oh, and excuse me. But yeah, just a handful. Sometimes Terran player will throw up a bunker, see if he can get that out. And that can, just like I said before, be hard to deal with for our Zerg player. So it is going to be a fast expand. Interesting, though. Building that tech lab and then immediately lifting off and then walling in with a command center and barracks. So that's kind of an interesting choice in my opinion. We do have this Reaper going to come out. Going to try and kill some Zerglings before speed is up. Why not? I mean, they're free kills. Ooh, and actually, Reaper, very nice control here. I like this. Instead of going back up where he would have lost his Reaper, he's just gonna do whatever harassment he can. Just play it safe, makes a lot of sense. Gonna stay away from the Queen, actually getting a drone there, gonna get a second one as well, looks like. And there, the Reaper just paid for himself. Gets the early scouting information he wants. I really like Reaper, this single Reaper opening. Not gonna get too much more information though. And it's gonna be, well, he'll probably just continue to try and poke up here. This could be really bad, though. Haypro ready for him there. That Reaper's like, oh no, Zerglings! Whoa! Run away! Still kinda sad that they nerfed Reapers for 2v2. I think that's a terrible reason. Make it so you can't get Reaper speed until tier 2 or whatever. Or until you have a factory, I guess I should say, not tier 2. Zergling speed almost up. Terran player using that tech lab once again, and looks like he's just going to transition into a standard Marine tank sort of build, at least at this point. Might do a mid-game timing push, and not going to move out to his expansion quite yet. Interesting. I guess he doesn't have very many units, so he probably just doesn't feel like he can hold it. And this is kind of interesting. Not often do you see Terran players. I think there's a hole here, so the Terran player is basically blocking with Marines. Not often do you actually see Terran players block in that manner. A lot of times they do use supply depots or buildings. A couple siege tanks. Haypro's going to see that. How's he going to respond? Already getting a Baneling nest and going lair. This early timing push, if our Terran player does choose to do it, can be kind of hard to stop at times. You need speed banes, or, well, you need speed banes in my opinion, or like a hardy number of Mutalisk, one or the other, to really stop this. And I know I've lost many times playing against a Terran player who just goes for like a similar timing push. You know, he'll get stim here, get a number of tanks. He's actually pretty tank heavy here. But yeah, he'll get stim, some marines, some tanks, and move out. Would be my guess. We do have that Spire, so it looks like we're not going to see ground play. A little disappointed in that. And then Haypro taking a third. I've been seeing a lot more Zergs take these bases as thirds, and I think the reason why is because if you look at this base, it's pretty open. So like a Terran player can just walk marines back here, and what are you going to do about it? You can't mine. Put siege tanks here, it's even more effective. It's ridiculous. So I really don't like this base for a third. I think in a lot of ways the gold might be safer, or I mean one of these bases I think are a lot safer as well. Actually, I haven't seen a lot of Zergs take this one. They just kind of spur the creep over here, take this base. It's a lot easier to defend than, I mean, this base. I don't know. Macro hatch. Base does get scouted, so let's see if the Terran player decides to move out to do something about it, or just lets Haypro have it. Also getting an evolution chamber, so going to get some upgrades. That's very good. And 8 Mutalisk on the way. Terran player just continuing to macro up, getting a couple more Raxes, getting that starport out, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't do a sort of a mid-game push, but he's not marine heavy here. He's very tank heavy. So I think he's kind of gearing up towards a later game push, maybe take the gold and then kind of pressure something like that. I mean, that's what the high number of tanks tell me here. Mutalist, now the terrors of the skies, you know, gonna harass. And this is probably gonna be pretty hard for a Terran player to deal with. Looks like he's gonna move out though instead. This is interesting. Going to try and force the Mutalist to come back home to deal with this. I don't know. This is an interesting choice. A couple Marines gonna get picked off. I don't think this is gonna go too well for a Terran player. Looks like these Mutas are just going to, I mean, be able to clean up here. Yeah, do tons of damage. Killing any sort of reinforcements. Going to take out these tech labs. Might actually get it before Stim is up. But in the meantime, Haypro going to lose his expansion. Not a big deal. I think this is a good trade for Haypro. He's doing quite a bit of damage. And looks like he's just going to go for a straight counterattack as well. So, interesting. Probably doesn't want to go for the bunker. Kind of an odd choice. I think he'd do much better going for the mineral line here. A couple Banelings trying to get the Marines, but can't roll fast enough to catch them. But look at all these units going down. Checking out the unit loss tab, though, still relatively equal, surprisingly. Reinforcements are going to be here soon, and I think we are going to see Haypro back out, but not after doing a ton of economic damage. 34 to 55 workers. Very nice counterattack by Haypro, and this puts the Terran player very far behind. He's going to have to do something quite amazing to make up for those SCV losses. I mean, you can't be this far behind the Zerg player and still expect to compete. Well, compete in the end game, which is kind of what we're approaching. I'd still say we're maybe like mid game, but not for too much longer. Mutalisk continuing to be a complete pain in Haypro, or in our Terran player's backside. Haypro, pretty decent sized flock, taking his 3rd and 4th base as well. I wish I could click on units while watching replays and hear their sounds, so I'd be like, "Arr, arr, arr." I don't know, that's my Mutalisk. Yeah, I don't know why I can't click on them to make sounds. Disappointing. But the Mutalisk are going to continue to harass, and it's just playing out to be a pretty standard Terran versus Zerg. I think Zerg has a little bit of an advantage. His Muta count's really high. We don't have any Thors out. It's going to be hard for our Terran player to deal with this. He is moving out, though, into the middle of the map, and is forced to retreat to deal with these Mutalisk, and that's never good. Another huge attack from Haypro. Looks like he's just going to counterattack. Actually changing his mind, seeing those forces back home. He just turns right around and continues to build up his forces. Looking at the army counting tab, Haypro definitely ahead. And that's no surprise. After that mid-game attack, losing all those SCVs really hurt our Terran player. This is just great control by Haypro. I mean, he's just playing this game almost like, I won't want to say perfectly, but he's playing it really well. Really just almost showing exactly how Zerg should play this matchup. Continue to harass with these Mutalisk, doing as much damage as possible, while at the same time building up a sizable Baneling Link force, getting upgrades, 2-2, or 2, well I guess 2 for Muta, 2 for air, and 2 for melee. On the way, it looks like it just finished. And it's just putting him in a really solid position. Our Terran player basically realizes he needs some Thors to deal with this at this point. So he's throwing down that armory, and I expect to see some Thors coming out really soon. Third base is pretty much up. Same with the fourth. Going for those gas early makes a lot of sense. That's what Zerg players really need. You know, they need the 4 bases for the gas since their armies are very gas heavy. And Terran player, once again, moving out. I feel like this will probably be crushed by Haypro. Looks like he's going to go for the counter attack instead, though. Interesting. Does not want to engage this army in a head-on fight, and that makes sense. I mean, tanks suck to fight with Banelings. Trying to draw these Marines into the Banelings. And, oh, the Banelings just can't quite catch him. Forcing some stims, though. And looks like we are going to see Haypro retreat for the time being. Going to morph some more Banelings and then probably try again. Though, if our Terran player just kind of sieges up and defends, this is going to be very hard, or very bad for Haypro. And yeah, it looks like he's pretty much in position. I don't think this attack's going to work. Look at all those Lings getting turned into bloody corpses. Jesus. Tanks are good against Lings. How are we sitting on upgrades? No upgrades. +1 tank attack would be really big here. Very strong against Lings. And looks like our Terran player going to try and bait this. Maybe a little bit of a mistake. No, it is not. Killing some more units. And this is what is so frustrating about Terran as Zerg, is when they kind of get close to you, siege up, and then run in and out with their Marines to try and bait your units into the tanks. And this Terran player doing a really good job with that, actually. I mean, I really like that move over here. Sieged up just in time, baited a little with his Marines, and then even here, spreading out his units, getting ready for any sort of attack. I don't know if Haypro's just going to go for it. He's probably far enough ahead to do that, just try and crush his opponent, but we'll have to see if that is the case. Getting some armor upgrades, +2 on the way for ground, and +1 for air. Haypro just staying on layer tech. A lot of Zergs have been liking this recently. Getting some links, spread them around, making sure no other bases are taken, and our Terran player getting ready to take a third. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it, though. This might be what Haypro's waiting for. You know, when the Terran player moves up to take a third, if you can stop it, that's pretty much game right there. As long as you don't, you know, completely get massacred and the Terran can just counter and kill you there. And I would not be surprised at all if Haypro moves out to try and stop this. I guess I don't even know if he knows about it. Yeah, he's got to assume, sees these units over there. And what else could the Terran player be doing? If he's gonna go, though, needs to go before that planetary fortress is up. Mutalisk once again coming in here. Quite a sizable flock. Looks like he's down to maybe 17, 16, but still pretty large. And this is when the Mutalisk just gets so hard to deal with. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Terran player forcing or stimming his entire army. That's a lot of damage there. But I guess the medvacs have enough energy, it hardly matters. Then stimming his army to get back. I guess he does have a lot of medvacs. I mean, he has like 8, something like that. Ooh, and he's gonna try and poke out here. This is kind of dangerous, just due to the fact that if the Mutalisks do catch these tanks without the Marines, they can do a lot of damage. But looks like Haypro once again going to counterattack into the main of our Terran player, just trying to keep him from moving out, does not want to lose his bases, just wants to do as much damage as possible. But once again, Mutalisks forced to retreat. And this huge Marine ball stimming up, getting there, saying, "Get out of my house, Mutalisks, get out of my house." And the Mutalisks say, "Well, I guess we can't tank you, so we're running away." I always love how missile turrets look. See, there's actually a guy in there. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at that. It's pretty cool. Gets a little holographic aiming sight. There's actually some really cool stuff in the some animations in this game, if you guys haven't noticed. Ooh, it looks like we actually are going to see some more action. Mutalisks taking care of some tanks there, but once again forced to retreat, but definitely worth it. I mean, you definitely want to lower that tank count, and up to almost 25 Mutalisks here. Ooh, running into some units. And really surprised, we haven't seen any Thors yet. Might just see a huge attack, though. Look at all those Banelings. Oh, that's a lot of fucking Banelings. Oh, trying to chase down the Marines, but the Marines just stimming and running to their tank line. All the Banelings go down, but not before the Banelings are going to take out the economy of our Terran player, and he does. GG. So, it's kind of cool. See Liquid Haypro play just an incredibly solid game. You know, there wasn't anything too fancy in that game. He just played just incredibly solid, had strong macro, strong micro, maybe getting a little gas heavy in the end, but just playing incredibly well, and I was impressed with that. You know, you don't always think of, at least I haven't really seen too much of Haypro. He failed to qualify for, oh, well, did he get into the last, I think he got into GSL 3, possibly. I don't know, I haven't seen any of his play really though, and it's pretty good. I'm impressed with how solid it is, and that's really what wins you games. Solid play like this, and I don't know, it's really good. So, I hope you guys did enjoy that game. I guess I'll take this time to do some more announcements. I am still going to do some coaching, live coaching. I have a couple people scheduled, so got a couple guinea pigs, so to say, test lab rats, test animals, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. People who are going to get absolutely excellent coaching from Siraz. What do I know? But yeah, I have some people who are going to try it out, and we'll see how it goes. If anyone else is interested, send me an email, siraztv@gmail.com, and let me know. You have to be on the North American server or have a way to get me on whatever server you are on. So if you have like a trial account or anything like that, I mean, I will go to other servers as well, but I just don't currently have a way to get on those servers. Zerg players only. I'm a Zerg player. I'm a Master League Zerg player. I don't even know what my point total is right now. I actually went on a pretty fat losing streak last night. I was drinking some wine and playing StarCraft, and it's never good. I think I dropped like 100 points, but that's besides the point. I guess I could check, but whatever. I'm mid-level Master League, basically. Anything else? Oh yeah, if anyone wants their replays analyzed, send them to siraztv@gmail.com as well. I'll still be doing some of that. If there's any, when you send me replays, or if you're interested in coaching, think about if there's some stuff that's really giving you an issue, and we'll try and work specifically on that. So say you're having trouble with the mid-game marine tank push, or you're having trouble with knowing when to drone in ZVZ, or anything, right? Anything like that. You're having trouble with macro. I mean, even if it's something as simple as that, I might do a episode on just macroing as Zerg and stuff like that. So if you send me a replay or want coaching, also let me know what you'd want to focus on. I'm sure you have some ideas. If you don't, though, I mean, you don't have to have something. We can take a look at your play and try and find something, or whatever's needed. I mean, yeah, that's about it. So once again, if you're interested in any sort of coaching or whatever, send me that email. Other than that, this is Siraz saying see y'all later.